The 4th of July is always one of the hardest days of the year here in the United States because of all the fireworks. I'm very fortunate that Koda has never needed to be medicated, but he still struggles a little bit. So I'm going to show you how our day went yesterday. Now, we weren't super in the mood for doing a lot of celebrating this year, but we did have a friend come to visit. So I kind of put Koda on the long lead while my husband was grilling some burgers out front and just did a lot of treat scatters in the grass, let Koda relax. We're fortunate that we live on a stretch of road that you can see kind of all the way down in either direction. So if I need to give Koda more space, I have plenty of time to be able to react to people going by, although a couple people walked by and he did just fine. We mostly let Koda have lots of time to relax inside and cool down because it was a little hot, and he was really excited to see our friend that he hasn't seen in years. And so we just kind of relaxed outside in the shade when we had the chance, and after playing some frisbee because he loves it. He mostly did a really good job. There were lots of people out, obviously, lots of kids playing, so he was interested in the sounds, but obviously you can see here pretty relaxed, taking it all in, occasionally a little bit curious about sounds, but he's pretty used to some of those sounds by now. And I always made sure that he had lots of cold water, and if he ever seemed a little bit too overstressed or too hot, we would always go inside and let him cool down. But the shade really does wonders for him, and the cool grass. He just loves it. As we were starting to prep for the fireworks show that our city puts on, just did a lot more treat scatters, letting him relax, use his brain. It was kind of magical being able to have lots of fireflies in our backyard. After last year, I thought maybe they weren't going to come around again, but we had a whole lot last night hanging out in our backyard while Koda just did his thing, sniffing with lots of treats and playing some frisbee and mostly just relaxing and preparing for all of the fireworks that were going to start happening as soon as dusk hit. And as you can see, he really doesn't care about anything but treats at this point. Even with fireworks going on in the background from neighbors prior to the city's fireworks, he really just, as you can see, he does not care, which is great. But that doesn't mean that you're failing as a dog mom or a dog dad if your dog struggles during this. It is okay if your dog needs a little bit of extra help from medication to feel calm. I feel very fortunate that that's one of the things that Koda has never struggled with compared to the rest of his reactivity out in the world. Really, the big thing is just keeping them comfortable, whatever works for them. For us, Koda does way better being outside, being able to recognize where the sounds are coming from instead of thinking that someone's trying to knock our house down. It was a little too dark to see Koda there, but he's just laying there relaxing in the grass while the main fireworks display is going off. And I was just slowly feeding him treats throughout and trying to time the treats so that he's eating the treat when the boom goes off. And that seemed to really help him. And then afterwards, we just kind of decompressed inside. As you can see, I put a chew in front of him. He wasn't interested, and that's okay.